Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's Battle of the Day. This is where we here at the Firearms Policy Coalition try to give you at least one thing that you can do today in order to help protect and defend your right to keep and bear arms. So please remember to like and share this video and this video feed and let your friends know this is what we are up to today. Today we're fighting in California. It's going to be Assembly Bill 1927. That's right. This is a measure that deals with it'll basically will create a voluntary do not sell list, meaning you can have your name voluntarily added to a list. If you feel that you're going to be a danger to yourself or others, you can voluntarily add yourself to this list, which will make it so that they can't sell you a firearm. Now, in theory, I don't have a problem with this. I don't know how many people are going to utilize it, but in theory, it's not necessarily an evil thing. The problem is with how in which they're seeking to implement it. The first thing that they're doing is this is going to be an application where you can go online. And we all know how good government in general, California specifically, is at managing lists. We also know how good they are at identifying identity thieves. We all know that nobody is registering to vote who's not supposed to, and nobody is getting Social Security numbers who's not supposed to have one, and nobody's filing and getting taxes or social welfare benefits or anything like that aren't supposed to, are they? Yeah, right. So what are the chances that somebody gets your information, adds you to this list without your knowledge? That is a high likelihood, and we have a tremendous issue with the state of California and their potential of implementing and adding people to this list. The other thing to note is that once you get on this list, you're on this list. You can't just generally request to get off for at least a year. After your name has been on the list for a year, then you can just send them a request asking to be removed. But before a year, you actually have to get some sort of a sworn affidavit from a medical or psychological professional in order to have your name removed from the list. So someone else falsely adds you to the list, because there's no penalties in this bill for falsely adding people, but someone adds you to the list because they don't like you and don't want you to own any more guns. And then you have to either go to a psychologist or a medical doctor to get your name off, or you have to wait a year before you can purchase firearms. That's a major problem. Now, one of the things that they did do in the bill is they said, well, it's not going to be a crime. We'll make it so that it's not a crime if you do attempt to purchase firearms, except that they do add you to the NICS database. And if you are in the NICS database, well, then you are federally prohibited from being able to purchase a firearm, which means you've now committed a federal crime. So they say it's not a crime. It may not be a state crime, but it could potentially be a federal crime if you attempt to purchase a firearm. And you put this together with another bill at the federal level where they would actually, it requires NICS to notify local law enforcement. You could actually have local law enforcement knocking at your door for something that is not a state crime because you attempted to purchase firearm. So overall, this bill is once again, in concept, in and of itself, it's pretty innocuous, but in actual practicality, it puts the constitutional rights and, quite frankly, the freedom of law-abiding Californians at risk, and therefore we're asking that you help us by opposing this measure. So here's what you do. Go to firearmspolicy.org/actions. It's firearmspolicy.org/actions. You click on the California tab, look for AB 1927, and you can send a message to the folks who are going to be voting on this bill next. You can either send the message that's there. We already got something kind of prefab for you, or you can write your own message. If you do write your own message, we ask that it be on point. We have no problem with you being colorful. Just make sure that it's on point. You know what I mean. Anyway, that's going to be it for today's Battle of the Day. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for sharing the word with your family and your friends about the Firearms Policy Coalition. We are the home in the fight for civil rights. Remember, got to use them or you're going to lose them.
If you like our videos, follow, subscribe, like, and share.